Yes, that is a conspiracy. I would hope that you would agree with that. Is that controversial?
I know why you're here. Why we are all here.
Okay, let's never do that again.
Okay, this is a quick video because I haven't been doing my videos in a while and I'm kind of upset about it, but I should be doing better. More videos will be coming. I was in jail for 23 some odd days, something like that, February 8th to like February 27th at Mercer County Jail, and then I got out, and I had another DUI thing related at what the heck, Girard or whatever, and I got it dismissed without prejudice. Because I wanted a jury trial, and they didn't want to take it to jury trial. Now a message to all the people who have thankfully watched, and everybody who I handed out my thing to, whether they be jail guard or jail prisoner. Hey, what's up? Sorry, Mr. B, for not making it on the 5th. Beli's out there doing good because he was a cool dude. There's a lot of cool people in jail that are pretty smart. And they're in there for stupid crap like parole violations. That's a waste of time. Drug possession, that's a waste of time. I'm sorry, but the only people who should go to jail are murderers and rapists. Well, vandalizers and assaultists, or whatever the proper terminology for that is. Point being, jail is full of people that don't really need to be there. And they're just there on technicalities, just stupid paperwork for pause, this, that, or the other thing. It's all a bunch of crap. So I hate it, and it's annoying. Furthermore, I would like to say that the jail conditions have not improved since I've been there, except for the fact they let you, I won't say they let you, but there are some cases where they let the rules be a little lax so that there's better conditions. Because, perfect example, they leave white lights on all night long, and it's completely insane to try to sleep with those lights on, and it drives me nuts. But anyway, shout out to Songer and Antos. I feel like Antos could have been more lenient. He didn't have to put me back in there for like 20 days, but I don't know. And Wallace, who gave me unsecured or on my own recognizance, and Songer, who was pretty cool. But on the flip side, you guys also did the opposite of what the Constitution said you do. And I still believe myself to be one of the premier academics when it comes to the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence, because I don't just sit there and take somebody's word for it. I actually do the research, because I've got my Declaration, my Constitution, and my law dictionary here with all my little research tabs, and I do actually look it up and read it and know the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, what it meant 225 years ago, what it's still supposed to mean, which doesn't. Perfect example. We'll go with this. This is my possession, my property. This is my keyboard, right? That's actually the one I use for Xbox. It's easier than, buying one of them fancy dancy attachments. So I've got this keyboard, right? What do you think I had to do to get it? I paid the $25 plus tax and left. Now, what do you think I would have to do if this became a gun? I'd pay $15 extra for a background check on top of the purchase price. What about a car? Pay for registration, insurance, get a license, all to use a keyboard. That would be so freaking stupid. Who would even do that? Oh wait, we basically do that because our property rights are equal. Whatever the property, it's equal. So if we want to apply those rules to cars and guns, we need to apply them to packs of cigarettes and keyboards and laptops, and we can do that to liquor too. You have to go to a background check. Briefcases, cameras, frames, swords, telescopes, lamps, ceiling fans, you name it, background check, insurance, registration. How'd you feel about that? You'd be pretty pissed. And rightfully so. So the question to you is, why the hell is it acceptable to do that to a car, a gun, or whatever, but not to a keyboard? Because they know that if they've tried to force it on you too quick, you'll reject it. But 30, 40 years down the line, if there's a valid excuse for why you might need a registration insurance for a keyboard, you know what? Your grandkids will be totally fine with it. because we're totally fine with registration and insurance. We're totally fine with background checks because we need them. But let me tell you something. Somebody can go buy a car without a license and drive it without insurance. Somebody can go buy a gun without a background check right now within probably 3 miles of where I'm sitting. Because there are plenty of high crime areas I know would probably be able to find you a gun for probably $100. They have throwaway guns. They find a lot of those. They're like 32s, revolvers. And they watch so much CSI or TV, they think that, oh, well, you gotta have something the shells won't fall off or they'll trace it back to you. But you see my point. The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States said this is my personal property. This doesn't require any extra anything to own because it's mine. Okay? Same, and that's one of the reasons. Here's what I think everybody should be doing is buying one of these instead of getting a bank account. This is a safe, obviously, a money safe or a lockbox. It's not a huge, super hefty duty one. I can lift it with just my thumb or my, hold on. I can lift it with my pinky. See? I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's just my pinky. And, well, it's not full of money, but it's better to have one of these and put your life savings in that than it is a bank, because a bank could have a run, and a run would take all the money out of the bank, and then you wouldn't have any money. This has two benefits. One, it's hard to steal for criminals, and two, it's hard to get into for cops. Because if I get pulled over with a safe, and I don't always travel with it, but if I have money on me or valuable documents, and I don't want identity theft, blah, blah, blah. So you keep it in a safe, and you get pulled over, and I'm not saying I keep anything illegal in here, but if you did, you need a cop that actually knew you had the safe, knew that it was in your car, and described it. Like, they would have to say the Johnson safe, black, and that's the safe they would have to search. So if you had two safes and you see what I mean? It actually has more rules. It's like when a cop says he can't do something or can, and there's actual rules preventing it. One of the rules is you can't break open a locked container without a warrant. Same thing with a briefcase. That's why I have a briefcase. Harder for criminals to steal it, and it requires an extra warrant to get into it. So you can get a warrant for a car if you want to be a stickler, but you can't usually get a warrant for a briefcase unless you know there's something illegal in it. And you can't know that without opening it. So catch-22. So that's why you carry a briefcase and a lockbox. And you also look cooler. And on top of that, you just look badass with the briefcase, right? I mean, come on. You can put your laptop in it and drop it, and it would still, your laptop will be fine. But that's what people should go back to. I think locks are the answer to our problems. Seriously, locks. My door locks, my house, the house I'm in locks. So I lock my house door, lock that door, lock my briefcase with the keys to my safe in it, which has a combination code instead of a key. And then my box, unless somebody comes in with a crowbar, a good crowbar. Oh, I don't know how good this thing is. You probably pry it open with the crowbar, but it still requires more effort than a wallet. So you have the crowbar, which is a tool of burglary, which can actually, if you were walking somewhere with a crowbar, you can get arrested for that. I don't know if you know that, but you can. If the cop really wants to be a prick, something more polite than prick. My apologies, cops, officers. You know, political correctness is a pain in the ass. I'm going to call you cops not because it's a slur, but because it's just easier to say than officer. I'm intellectually lazy. I'll at least admit it. But crowbar, that means there's 4 locks protecting it. So you'd have to break into the house, break into my room, break into my briefcase to break into that. And that's if you knew it was in the briefcase, because I could hide it in the briefcase. But point being, there's a system there. And over here, I've got a dresser that's old. And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the older dressers, and there's not a lot around here that have them, but like my parents' dressers, they don't have the keys anymore, but they locked. So in the old days, you could unlock your house, leave the door open, but have all your possessions locked, which meant it was a lot harder for somebody to go ruffle through your stuff and find your valuables. Smart. But I'm running up the time too much. I suggest everybody goes and gets the Constitution of the United States, Declaration of Independence, and a Black's or Bovier's Law Dictionary. And that's my advice.